Hey everyone, my name is Gamer Corey and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. I am absolutely digging OnAir Airline Manager, and I think if you guys want to have a purpose for some of the flights that you guys are doing and kind of just get the experience of being an airline and maybe just really being a pilot in general, then this is a great addition to your overall experience into Microsoft Flight Simulator. And coming from somebody that has participated in virtual airlines for years and just never really wanted anything to do with propeller aircraft at all, has really made me fond of the opportunity to learn new and exciting aircraft. Now, there are some aircraft that are available in Microsoft Flight Simulator that I have no desire to really fly whatsoever. And some of those include the Caravan. I don't like the Cessna Caravan. I don't like it at all. I refuse to fly it. And it's not, I mean, the instruments aren't going to be any different than, say, the Cessna with the G1000, the Skylark. But yeah, it's just one of those planes that I just don't want to fly. And there's a couple other ones too. Like the King Air, I think that I would like to learn how to fly that one better, but it doesn't really fit my style of what I'm actually looking for. Is it going to be a good option to make a lot more money than what I could be making in the game? Yeah, probably in the grand scheme of things, but I don't really need it to. I don't really need to make a lot of money. I want to enjoy the journey and the progress instead of just jumping right to everything. And that's one of the reasons that I had to start over. And that's why I actually didn't put very many videos out, because I got multi-millions very, 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 very quickly. And eventually I will want to fly the A320. I'm hoping that by the time that I get to that point, they'll have some fixes. I would love to actually fly the Cessna Longitude, but there's some issues with that, with the range and things like that. Actually, if we even take a look at that, let's go to aircraft, and we're going to go into the jet, potentially. Unfortunately, OnAir is a little bit slow, and that's actually because Microsoft Flight Simulator is currently running, and it's taking up a lot of my GPU. So we got jet, search, but I've never really had quite this much problem before, so maybe my computer just needs a nice restart. All right, so if we go here and sort it by the sim, we can actually come over and we can find Microsoft Flight Simulator, and we can look at the Cessna Longitude here. And we'll just do it from Heathrow because it really doesn't matter. It's close enough to London City where we're going to be based at. I also did some offline manual caching so that we can actually get some really high details without it having to actually load all the time, which will be pretty fantastic. But you can see here, like, if we go into the details, so there's this one, 96, well, I just want to show you guys one of them. It doesn't really matter, but the lowest amount of hours available on the Longitude is the top one, and it's going to be somewhere in France. And maybe, and this is exactly why it's taking so long to load, and it's because the Microsoft Flight Simulator is running in the background. So it's going to take a little bit of time to get from screen to screen. All right, so now that it's actually kind of loaded up here for us, you can actually see its nautical range, mile range, is only 822, when its real life counterpart should actually be 3,500 nautical miles. So there is definitely an issue with the fuel, and I don't think that they're going to get that quite working the way that they want it to work. And then the other one is actually the, I should have probably done this, and now it's probably going to take forever to load again because, hey, why not? Now, the CJ4 has actually received an update through a third-party developer that can actually fix their fuel rates. However, in this specific application, I guess is the word I'm looking for, it still says that we can only travel 941 nautical miles, and the range on this one is about 2,200 nautical miles. Now, obviously, it's going to take me a little bit of time to get to the point where I can actually afford anything like that, because, well, the rental price on these things is quite high. It's $4,600 an hour, for so it's quite a bit. So it's something that I'm not going to be able to start with right off the bat. There's just no way. I mean, the minimal upfront is going to be about $50,000. Plus, I have to take the flight check. I don't have that kind of funds anyway. So I'm hoping that over time, the fuel fixes to all the different aircraft that are available in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 will slowly start to kind of go out into this application. But anyway, that's not what we're really going to be focusing on today. That's going to be way down the line because, well, we need to start making money today. And how we're going to do that is we're going to click on aircraft under my company, and we're going to click on this little button right here, and it's going to find jobs at our specific airport that we're currently residing at. And we're currently on the Isle of Man is where we're at. So EGNS, so Echo Golf November Sierra is where we're currently at. Now, whenever this decides to actually load for us, which has been taking a little bit of time, and I'm not really sure why it's been taking so much time to go ahead and load. Well, I know why, but I've never had this much problem with this, with running the tracker and the flight sim at the exact same time. Except for the fact that I just said that I probably need to do a restart on my entire computer. So I got a couple jobs here that are presented on the screen, and this is what we have an option to do. We've got an option to go up to Belfast, which I don't really want to go that direction. It expires in 19 hours from now, and I'm not really worried about that. But it's not really what I want to focus on. Now, obviously, transporting medical goods would be a good opportunity because I feel like over time, that's really going to help us get some extra money. There's this job that's $4,000 to go down to, what was that, down by Cambridge area. And let's see, otherwise there's this one, which is dangerous material. I can't actually do that one anyway, so it really doesn't matter. There's that one up to Aberdeen. That one over to Belfast. And that's pretty much it. Like, that one is not even worth my time and energy. If we go and take a look at the 250 to 500 nautical mile range, actually, you know what? I would like to see is London City. Wow. Okay, it's just gonna keep typing in there for me. EGCL is what I'm trying to type in there. Is that a size 1 airport? Okay, it is. It definitely is. Alrighty then. So if we go back to, and that will help us out in the grand scheme of things. Let's go a short trip. Let's see if we can actually get up to, I actually don't want to start from here. So I need to go from EGNS, the kind of what we were working on before. All right, so there is some more opportunities for us. I only want to do something that's 1, which I'm kind of thinking that this is the one that we're going to have to go ahead and do. Okay, that was weird. I mean, that's a good amount of money. This one I can't even do because I can't even haul passengers. And it's time constrained anyway, so those are never that exciting and fun for me. This is a very, 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 very tiny airport. It's actually a grass runway. I've landed there before, and it's not that exciting. Okay, well, I think for this purposes, we're going to be transporting this one, and it's 881 pounds of cargo. I'm going to be transferring it down to EGUL, so Echo Golf Uniform Lima. Let's go ahead and take a look at that specific airport by clicking on here. And I'm hoping that this loads fairly quickly. All right, there we go. We do have an ILS, and the runway is almost 9,000 feet, so that is going to be absolutely fantastic for us to fly down there. So I'm not really worried about that one. So I think this is the one that I'm going to go to take. Now, we're only making $4,200 for this specific flight, but again, I am trying to get down to London City so that I can actually do my pending job, which is the mission right here. And that allows us to, earn some money. We're going to go from London City down to Lesham. And we're also going to get 1,000 experience points for that, because we're only getting 10 experience points from going here, or from basically where we're at down to the Cambridge area. So yeah, just we got to be really careful about the ones that we actually choose to do here. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and click on my company. We're gonna go to aircraft. We're gonna go ahead and prepare our flight, because we're gonna fly this. We are definitely going to do this. Now, I don't think I'm gonna have the entire flight down there, because, well, that just doesn't really make sense in the grand scheme of things. We're gonna load up as that is 87% maxed out for our fuel, and there should be some here to purchase. If not, we're going to have to make a pit stop somewhere, but it looks like we're going to be just fine. And it's thinking about it. All right, perfect. So now here it's going to tell us how long it's going to take to load that the cargo, and it's going to tell us how long it's going to take to load the fuel. So 0.3 minutes are left to load the fuel, and then it's going to take 0.9 minutes to basically load our cargo. Now what we need to do is, everything is up here in the right hand portion of the screen. That is going to be our destination. So Echo Golf Uniform Lima, where we're going to be going to. So Lincoln Heath. And we are going to be flying it, but we can't actually click on the tracking yet because nothing is actually currently available. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch it on over into the flight simulator. And this is the aircraft that we're actually going to be flying today. And we are going to go ahead and do a flight. And hoping that loads fairly quickly. And we are currently at the Isle of Man. And we're going to choose... what's this one? So does departure. Yeah, and then we'll take off this way. And then what we're going to do is we're going to select our airport, which again is Echo Golf Uniform Lima. And we are going to do high altitude airways, because this is going to be a little bit of a flight. It says about 40 minutes, 216 nautical miles, and I don't even remember how much this actually said it was going to be anyway. I don't remember. All right. So sometimes it's better to do short flights because you can actually make more money, and sometimes it's better to do longer flights because you can make more money. So just be aware of some of those things as well. And apparently that's going to allow us to only go direct. Okay. We don't get any landing options for apparently that airport. So we'll have to make up our own when we get down here to land. I guess there's not much we can really do about that. All right, so that's where we're going to be flying to. And I'm going to go ahead and click on fly now. We're going to let it load, ultimately. We're going to go ahead and switch back to our other screen. And it is actually all ready for us to go ahead and click on the flight tracking. You can actually click on that right here, right now. And it already knows that we're loading into that area. It's not quite ready to go, so we're not going to really do anything. It does give us all of our departing runway information, and then we can actually go ahead and click on our, and this is our other airport right here. Then our alternate airport, it automatically figures it out where you guys are going. So Top Farm Airfield, which this is a completely grass field, and it's very, very, very short. So if I were to click and look at the statistics behind that one, it's a little bit low on that. All right, so what we're going to be doing is we accepted a job to make $4,200. Which, you know, I have to fly for an hour in real life to make $4,200. I mean, please, please, God, for the love of God, sign me up. Unfortunately, we can't. Skyhawk is actually still loading in. They got the loading screen. It's still trying to get us into the Isle of Man area. All right, so my simulator has completely loaded, so we're gonna go ahead and click on Start Tracking, and ooh, it's pretty foggy over there. So go ahead and switch on over back into the aircraft. So this is what we are working with here, and a little foggy compared to our prep flight that we actually had a little bit earlier, but that's perfectly fine. So let's go ahead and get this thing started, shall we? So let's go ahead and start up everything. Again, I have some buttons for this if you guys kind of forgot that from earlier. It's actually going to start the engine, which doesn't need to do that right away, but we're going to turn on our lights, so our lights are on and indicated. I'm actually going to turn on the autopilot.
Will be monitored until you land and shut down the engines.
We're also going to turn on auto fuel. I know, basically at this point we need to turn up the lever just a little bit on the feather. Unfortunately, it doesn't let me just do it really easy. I should probably get a feather one. Maybe make the other controller feather. Now we can actually bring that up a little bit. Fantastic. Now what we need to do is we need to zoom in so we can actually see what we're going to be clicking on here in just a second. Rotate that. We're going to go ahead and click on all of these. Since it is foggy, we don't really know what the weather is actually going to be at, and we need to turn our bleed on. Since we don't have any, I don't think there's any departures like here. So procedures, let's go ahead and take a look at this. Departure. Yeah, I wish that this stuff would actually be more loaded and prepped for us. That would be fantastic. So we'll just have to figure it out. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to turn on the flight director. Again, I have a Stream Deck from Elgato that allows me to do this, so I can actually click on, I have it set up so that I can actually do that. I'm also going to fly up to, I think we're going to go to 25,000 feet for today. We'll just go ahead and get up there. There we go, 25,000. Like it's raining just a little bit here. I am going to turn the vertical speed on instantly, and I want to go up. And we want to climb out at about, I think, what, 2,200 feet per minute. So that's all set up. I need to change this down here to FMS, which is going to be our navigation. So it's going to be set up basically on GPS. And at this point in time, we're pretty much ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and bring down my flaps down to takeoff. And now we ultimately just need to taxi out, take off. So that is pretty cool. All right, let's see. What do we got? What do we got to the right of us? We got that, and so I guess we're gonna get his help by pushing us a little bit. I will be nice, and I will go ahead and turn off the parking brake because we've already did that now. I should actually set it up so that my lights, I know what's actually activated on my Stream Deck, so I actually might try to do that while we're kind of waiting for this. Maybe. right. That's gonna put us in like kind of a weird spot, isn't it? Oh well. We'll try to get it right on the taxiway if we possibly can. Apparently we have a co-pilot today, but I didn't basically have one. And I love how some airports have the lights like pretty much in the middle of the taxiways. It's actually quite funny. All right, so I think we actually have everything good to go. We got our flight director on. I'm gonna have to work on those so that we can know what we actually have turned on. All right, that guy's good to go. So let's go ahead and boost up our engine just a little bit. And we're also gonna turn on our taxi lights. I don't think I'm gonna need this entire runway take off, but I don't know if I should actually go across the runway and go all the way down to the end or not. That is kind of a good question. I think I should have enough runway, I believe. So we're gonna do it without it. Otherwise, what we'd have to do is go down across the runway and then swoop all the way down to the right. Get that one taken care of. Again, we're going to turn on our landing lights, and then we're going to turn off our taxi lights. All right, that looks good. Go ahead and get out of here. Let's blow this Isle of Man popsicle stand, and let's get to actually making some money with Online Air Company. Or OnAir Airline Manager. Oh, we're definitely gonna have enough room. And rotate. Positive rate, gear up. We're gonna bring back on the throttle a little bit. And a little bit more, I think. And then flaps up. Yeah, pull back a little bit more on the joint or the yoke when we actually do that, and we're gonna start making a left turn. All right, let's get Autopilot on. And let's do heading. Turn off that master caution. All right, so let's do heading, and we're gonna go that way. And I'm actually gonna try to get it so that it's exactly on 130. Oh, not what I wanted to do. Go. Now we can do it by tens. Beautiful. All right, guys, I will see you at the landing at Lakenheath Airport. We'll see you guys very soon. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. And actually, I actually had to go and take care of something, and I came back, and we're almost actually at our destination already. That was an incredibly fast flight. So we're only 12 nautical miles away. But unfortunately, we're not really set up for a good landing here at this airport. So what we're actually going to do is I'm going to go ahead and switch my view a little bit. We're going to actually go ahead and descend. So I'm going to go ahead and vertical speed. And we're actually going to go ahead and we're going to go all the way down to, I guess, 10,000 feet right off the bat. So let's do that. We're going to go ahead and click on vertical speed, which was already selected, and we're going to go vertical speed down, and we're going to descend. I'm also going to pull back on the throttle quite a bit. Then what we're actually going to end up doing here is I'm going to go into heading mode, and then I'm going to go ahead and turn aircraft just a little bit here. Let's see if we can actually drop down just a little bit quicker. You can actually see on this screen that we're pretty dang close to actually getting to Ow, okay. Go. I want to have it in sight there. I'm actually going to do more of the heading turn, and we're going to do... Because our actual heading, according to OnAir, which I actually had it closed, so you saw it pop up a little bit on your screen, is heading 238. So that is almost on the opposite side of where we're going to be landing at, so that's good. Descending by 2,000 feet per minute. We're going to set up the ILS right now, so let's go ahead and actually set that and dial that in. According to our OnAir, the frequency is 1099. 1099. And we're going to transfer that, so that's actually all set up inside of our ILS. And that would either be for either runway, either 06 or 24. We are descending at a pretty good amount of pace, but I'm going to change this to... It's actually not going to pick up the lock, but this VOR should actually change it. We got to set up for 1099, so nav 1. So that is absolutely fantastic. And I think once we get down to about 10,000 feet, I think we should actually be, or about 12,000 feet, I think we can actually start the turning around of our aircraft. And I'm going to do, oh, there's the lock. You can actually see it get into play here. So that means that it's off to our right hand of the aircraft and behind us because of where the arrow is pointing. Fortunately, I did not think it was going to be that quick before we actually got back, but I guess that worked out for you guys because you're actually able to see more of how I can maneuver this. Unfortunately, there was not any, I guess I didn't even look here. Procedures, approach. Yeah, there's absolutely nothing that we can choose. Yeah, nothing. See, and that's really unfortunate that not all the transitions or the SIDS or the stars are actually in the game, so that makes it a little bit rough in my honest opinion. We don't get that full simulator experience. Would love to actually get this set up on my on my thing if I possibly could. I'm trying to find the best place to put my stream deck as well for when we're doing some flying. About 15 nautical miles away from the airport now. One thing I've noticed about this aircraft is it doesn't have any, like, seatbelts. And there's people supposed to be back there, yes? I always like the space bar view so you can actually see outside of the aircraft. We're at about 10,000 or about 13,000 feet, so I think what we're gonna do here is we could probably start our turn. Nautical miles away. I mean, we're not quite descending as fast as I probably would like. Hoping that 21 nautical miles will be sufficient for our drop. We're also going to change the altitude now. And we're going to drop that actually down all the way down to, I don't know, how did that only... Weird. I don't understand how that actually changed to 38. I don't get that from, like, sometimes it does that and... Interesting. We're gonna go all the way down to 4,000 feet. And I think I need to go just a little bit more. Well, come on, really? It barely even was past it. Ugh. I guess I should have turned that on about 11,000 feet or so. That's my bad. You can actually see the runway in front of us right there. So I guess what we're gonna do is do that. I think actually getting down to 11 or 3,000 feet would probably be about the best. According to the OnAir application, our altitude is at 28 feet. But we're not very high. 14 nautical miles away. We need to descend a little bit quicker, I think. It'd be so much better if we actually had a star that we could actually take a look at. 12 nautical miles away. I mean, we are descending very, very, very quickly. I would have done this back at Embor. But again, I wasn't at the computer. I actually walked away to take care of something else and came back and was like, holy moly. Look at that. I would say we're pretty lined up with the runway. It's pretty much almost dead on, or pretty dang close to it anyway. Our landing speed is going to be at about 90 to 95 knots, I would have to say. Somewhere right around there. Actually, what we're going to do is we're actually going to go down another little bit. Because our glide slope hasn't captured yet. And our glide slope still has not captured yet. Wow, we are coming in very, very quickly. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and hit approach mode. And now it's captured the glide slope. Five nautical miles away, so we should have plenty of time to lower everything. All right, there goes the gear. Make sure that that is actually all down and safe.
Wind 240 at 8 knots.
Landing gear is down. Flaps are now down. That was a little bit quicker than I wanted to try to get down, but you know what? I think we're fine. Autopilot is now off. This is now my aircraft. Because we're a little bit low. Oh. Still says we're low. I don't have auto throttle in this aircraft, so it says we're too high.
Landing time logged.
Not
Landing
bad.
at Echo Golf Uniform Lima, Lakenheath.
Not bad if I say so myself. Alright. Flaps are gonna come up. There should be a taxiway right here. I think I actually go this way. I don't think this is a cross or a turning off runway. I wouldn't think, but we're gonna use it for today. Alright, taxi lights can come on. And landing lights can go off. Unfortunately, we're not going to get our safety, our fully safety bonus for that, which is unfortunate, but and that was a heck of a deep descent down into the down into this airport anyway. Hard to actually steer my aircraft looking at that way. It's fine though. They're right in this area is kind of where we're supposed to park, I guess. Right there? That looks good. We're in general aviation, so it doesn't really matter, right?
Aural warning, okay.
Alright, so let's actually go ahead and take a look at the overhead here. We're going to turn off the autopilot. That's already off. And it's taken care of. We're going to turn off all of the lights. We got to turn off our APU bleed. We turn off all of our other stuff here. And go back up top here. And let's actually bring our
Engine off time logged. End of flight. Registered
very,
in
very
OnAir
good.
company.
Very, very good, you guys. Yeah, so unfortunately, we left the landing lights on approach, but we got a reputation change of 0.22. We did lose just a little bit, but if we actually take a look at what's happening over here, you can see this over here. Safety bonus was not obtained, so that kind of sucks. We could have gotten another 10% from that for the safety bonus, but I guess it is what it is. It literally, as soon as we passed 10,000 feet, we got dinged on it, which that's fine. We got 127 points for the experience points for today. So not bad. Not bad at all. All right, well, that is everything for today's flight. I mean, in the next episode, what I would like to actually try to do is see what we actually have for opportunities to get down into London City, because that's where I need to get to. But we're gonna check that out in the very next episode. So hopefully you guys do enjoy, and definitely stay tuned for that because I'm getting pretty excited to go ahead and land at London City. But if you guys did enjoy, you know what to do. Like, comment, and subscribe down below. It would help me out a lot and is greatly appreciated. But until next time, YouTube, you guys keep doing what you're doing because you're already doing it. And you guys, stay gaming.